Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Monday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. We do also cover big Pokemon news, like cards are set to get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day: what is your favorite Chinese exclusive Pokemon card so far? And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is COLLECTR. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. No other app even compares. I've tried every single one of them. And it's also super fun adding all your cards in your boxes to the COLLECTR app. Even if they're not worth a ton, it is still fun, I promise. And then they are always trying to improve by adding new cards, boxes, and features. So let us know down below if there's anything you want them to add or fix or anything like that. And we'll get working on that immediately. They also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby. So make sure you follow them on all their socials. I'll have all the links in the description. Then, of course, if you guys want to try out PSA for your first time, click the link, use code BEARD25, and you'll get $25 off your very first submission. All right, let's get into it. We have celebrations. Let's click on some of these ETBs, see what's happening here. So going up a little bit, got down to 379. And now last sold, got a couple at 450 and a few at 420 and 400. I do have a feeling it will be over $500 very, very soon. And we got the Pokemon Center ETB market price $561. And we also got the UPC market price $1,297. We got the premium figure collection market price $280. I think I seen one sale at $300. We got the Sylveon and Charizard box market price $175 and the collector chest $190. Next, we have Evolving Skies. ETBs still around the same price, close to that $600 mark. And then Pokemon Center ETB, we'll check on one of these. These do not get a ton of sales on TCG Player, but last sold $13.99, $13.25, and then it goes down to $1,100, which we've had two sales in the past 14 days on here. But remember, just because there's only two sales on TCG Player does not mean there's only two sales in the whole world. I mean, we have eBay, we have so many other platforms too, and in person and at card shows, because you got to remember, it's not just TCG Player. It's literally everywhere. And we got to check this booster box, see if we have any new crazy sales. Last sold 28, 28.15, 25.25 with a small hole in the front. It's pretty much all right around $2,800. Next, we have Crown Zenith ETB market price $344. Kind of leveling out. All last sold at $340 and $345. Let's see, Pokemon Center ETB market price $580. We got the booster bundle market price $195, and the Galarian Moltres tin market price $140. We have the Sea and Sky pretty much equal with that ETB $347 market price. Next, we have 151. So we actually got a few things actually coming down in price. The UPC is now at $1,026. This was all the way up at $1,260. So if you bought it now, you're getting $250 cheaper than what it was. And I am already getting my Falling Friday ready whenever I see stuff coming down in price. And we are finally starting to see some things retrace a little bit. And who would have thought? It's right in the middle of the summer. I'm telling you, we get a summer lull every single year. It does not matter how hyped up the market is. Some stuff is definitely going to come down in price a little bit. We got the regular ETB here, also coming down, was at $678. Now we got $598, $630. Got 10 of them at $600. Got one at $560. And booster bundle around the same price as it was last week, $193. Same thing with the binder collection at $242. And we got to check Blooming Waters. Was at $358. Now we got sales from about $340 to $350. So just retracing a little bit. Next, Prismatic Evolutions regular ETB market price $163. And we got the SPC market price $299. So still technically coming down in price. And the Pokemon Center ETB is still not going up. Market price $513. Also want to find that Dollar General ETB. People keep telling me in the comments they think it's going to be a collector's item because it has a $40 price tag on it. But here's the thing. It almost never sells. So we've had literally one sale in the past 16 days on TCG Player. And yet again, I know not all sales are on TCG Player, but this is a pretty new box to where a lot of people would get it on TCG Player. But if you compare that to the regular ETB, market price $163, we have multiple sales every single day. Like, look how many sales we had on the 13th. Just, 50 of them pretty much. Yeah, average daily sold is 47. Next, we have Destin Rivals. ETB still the same exact price, market price $206. Same with the Pokemon Center ETB, market price $558. But the booster box, still dropping a little bit. Was at $643, now last sold $599, $598. and $5.92. And I want to check that booster bundle. Market price $81. So just slowly going up. Was at 75. It did get all the way up to 110, then drop down. Next, we have Ascended Heroes, regular ETB, market price 177. Pokemon Center ETB, market price 508. And everything else looks to be about the exact same. Mega Lucario box, the poster collection is up a little bit at 165. All right, next we have the Pitch Black booster box. This was at $284, dropped down to $250, and then went up to $272. Remember, this is a pre-sale item. Next, we have the Brilliant Stars booster box, was at $586. We got sales now at $647, $650, $635. And Vivid Voltage, still doing work, was at $286. Now last sold $364, $359, and $344. And Mega Evolution Enhanced Booster Box was at $288. Now last sold $333, $330, $320. Next, Stellar Crown, still gaining momentum, was at $298. Now we got sales at $355, $341, $375. Next, we got some ETBs. Fusion Strike was at $275. Now last sold $355, $375, and $399. Next, Paldea Evolved, regular ETB was at $155. Now last sold $215, $205, and $210. Next, we have the Paldea Evolved Pokemon Center ETB was at $500. We got sales now at $632, $640, and $595. We even got one at $707 and $699. But yeah, make sure you guys watch my Falling Friday this week. It's definitely going to be the busiest Falling Friday we've had in a very, very long time. Next, we have the Phoebus illustration where it was at $5. Now last sold $17. We got a couple low ones at $9. Otherwise $10, $14, and a bunch at $14 actually. Next, we got the Banette from Ascended, was at $10. Now last sold $11, $12, and $13. And we have the Fracture from Shrouded Fable, was at $9. Now last sold $14, $16, and $15. Next, the Shaman from Destined Rivals was at $9. We got sales now at $15, $14, and $17. Next, the Infernape from Twilight Masquerade was at $10. Now last sold $16, $14, and one random high one at $39.60. People are trying to hype this card up. Next, we got the Landorus, was at $19. Now last sold $32, $31, and $30. And the Sudowoodo was at $16. We got sales now at $32, $28, and $35. Next, Yveltal from Paradox Rift was at $19. We got sales now at $32, $34, and $40. And we got the Lillipup from White Flare. This was a $19 card. Now last sold $42, $35, $27, and $38. Next, the Steelix from Rift was at $28. Now last sold $49, $42, and $50. Next, the Embor from White Flare was at $32. Now we got sales at $47, $49, and $45. And we got the Houndoom from Shroud of Fable was at $35. Now last sold $55, $59, $54. Next, the Misty Psyduck illustration rare was at $56. Now $79, $83, and $93. I have a feeling this is going to be a $100 card very soon. And we got the Bulbasaur from 151 was at $80. Now last sold $87, $110, $90. Another one at $110, $105. A couple more at $99. We even got one at $121. And we have the Pikachu from 151 was at $80. Now last sold $120, $96, $95, $101, $115. Such a nice card though. Next, the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown was at $90. Now last sold $129, $142, $140, $135. And the Squirtle is the same price, right around $120, $125. And we have the Seismitoad to end it on the illustration rares was at $145. Now last sold $226, $250, and $240. All right, next we have some SIRs. We have the Great Tusk. I feel like a card no one has talked about in forever. Such a nice scene. This was at $9. Now we got sales at $12, $13. Next we have the Spidops, another low-end card, but super cool because it's got the Scyther in there. And it goes, connecting artwork with the illustration rare. This is at $6. Now last sold $10, $13, and $11. Next, we get the Woe Chain from Paldea Evolved. Was at $12. Now last sold $16, $18, and $17. And we get the Mega Latias. Not a ton of SIRs going up in price. That was quite the jump. But this was at $75. Now last sold 93, 105, 102. We got a ton of alt arts going up in price though. And we got the Mega Meganium from Ascended, was at 91. Now last sold 97, 114, 102, 105. And the Zapdos was at 101. We got sales now at 126, 110, 120, 109. And the Milotic was at $95. Now last sold 110, 128, 175. We got one at 160, 158, 141. I think it deserves it. Such a nice card. And the Gardevoir from Paldean Fates was at 180. It's got a few sales now over 200. We got one at 180, 215, 214, 199, 220. And the Ethan's Ho-Oh was at 175. Now last sold 199, 195, and 190. We even got a couple at 219 and 220. Next, the Latias was at 170 for the longest time. Now last sold 190, 180, 185, and 199. Next, we have the Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks, was at 255. Now last sold 325, 392, 380, 370. And the Greninja from Twilight, starting to go up again, was at 330 for a while. Now last sold 375, 449, 447, and 439. And the Bubble Mew last sold 1100, 1200, 1160, 1160, 1050, 995. So it is a $1,000 card again. And we got the alternate arts. We got the Aerodactyl V. It's at 165. Now 270, 269, 225, and 247. Just happy to see Aerodactyl get some love. And we have the Espeon V. It's at 206. Now last sold 240, 259, and 245. Next, the Mew V Max was at $186. Now last sold 290, 266, 255, and 225. And the Umbreon V, still going up, was at 314. Now last sold 393, 375, and 360. We even got one at 418 and 440. Next, the Glaceon V Max was at $247. Now last sold 349, 311, 320. A couple low ones at 290 and 280. And the Espeon V Max from Fusion was at 286. We got sales now at 331, 339, and 378. And the Leafeon V Max was at 325. We got sales now at 395, 499, 539, 400, 434. It's kind of all over the place. And we got the Sylveon V Max. This was at $300. Now last sold, we got one near mint at 459, 414, 393, and 420. And the Rayquaza V from Evolving was at 287. Now last sold 500, 500, 548, 499. Pretty much all over 500 now. And the Dragonite V, still climbing, was at 360. We got sales now at 503, 600, 475, 599, and 550. Next, the Lugia V was at 387. Now last sold 600, 605, 525, and 560. And the Gengar V Max was at 760. We got sales now at 885, 887, 1100, 1200, 1201, 1015, 1044. Let's see what we can get this one shipped for. $979 from a legit seller. And we have the Rayquaza V Max was at $700. Now last sold 1150, 1200. We got a PSA 9 at 1420. And a couple more at $1,200. And last on the list, the Umbreon V Max. This got up to $2,200, dropped down to $1,988. Now last sold 25, 25, 22, 2,000. We got one at $1,900 with a picture. A couple more at $2,100, $2,250, $2,500. Let's see what we can get this one shipped for. Let's see, from a legit seller, looks like it's going to be over $22. Yeah, $2,500 with shipping included is the cheapest we can get this card shipped for right now on TCG Player. But again, I strongly suggest not buying a $2,500 card with absolutely no picture. I just don't even understand the people doing that. But to each their own. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Market Monday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last vending video, you can click the one above. Otherwise, I have an entire playlist full of all my other vending videos. You guys could watch those, leave a like, comment. It would really help a ton. All right, we'll see you next time.